Ooh, welcome to Ole Walls House. It's me. It's your man. It's your main man. It's Ole Walls, and I'm back with you. Episode 227 coming your way. Gonna run solo today. Got some fun topics, some not fun topics to talk about, my Flyers. But yeah, good stuff coming. Good show coming your way. Before we get into any of that, just want to start off by saying thank you to everybody. Appreciate the support, the watches, the listens. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're looking to support some more and you're looking to get some sweet Ole Walls House merch, the link is down there in the show notes below. You can also find some merch from my guy MJ over at the Full Range Pod. And you should check out the Full Range Pod on Spotify and Apple at the Full Range Pod or on the Ole Walls House YouTube channel. And then don't forget to like, subscribe, share, let everybody know Ole Walls House. It's the place to be. And without any further ado, why don't we just get right into this episode? Alrighty, let's start it off with a little golf. We had the Truist Championship this week. Kristoffer Reitan. Can't say comes out of nowhere. This guy has been playing some good golf of late, I think. I think he's been having some good finishes here. 3 top 10s so far this year. Just kind of pulling him up here to go through everything with you. And I think it's a Ben of late. Yeah, second at the Zurich in the partner event. T14 at the Cadillac, and then wins here at the Truist. Also finished T10 at Valero back at the start of the year. Did make the cut at the Masters and then just imploded in the final round with a 77. He should just shot even. He would have probably jumped up a number of spots. So Kristoffer Reitan, I think I'm saying it right, edges out a couple of guys at 13. Ricky Fowler, who comes charging in on the weekend, 69-65 after a 63 in round 2. So Ricky Fowler, good finish there. I had picked him in fantasy because he has had a good history at Quail Hollow. And then after his first round 74, I was like, why? Why did I do it? It's Ricky. Why is he even in these things? And then he shows you why. He shuts me up. He comes flying in. I mean, just alas, a bad first round. I mean, Alex Fitzpatrick looked like he was trying to run away with this thing, too. He goes 67, 68, 64 before he struggles on Sunday. Really a tough way to start the day. Comes out, goes par, bogey, double bogey. Rights the ship with a birdie on 5, makes another bogey on 8, but then makes 3 birdies on the back 9 before making a double on 17 to kind of knock himself right back out of it. He would, he was at 14 under, make a par on 17 and, get home with a birdie. But, that's a double with no penalty shots on 17. Just hits it right, hits a bad chip, doesn't get the putt close enough, misses that. That's a quick double, and away you go. But Alex Fitzpatrick has been making the most of his time in the kind of the PGA Tour in the upper level. I mean, takes his first place win at Zurich with his brother and turns that into a T9 at the Cadillac and a 4th at the Truist. Has made himself $1.4 million in the last couple weeks here coming out of Zurich. So I mean, just props to the guy. Like, hey, did he get a break that he gets to play the Zurich with his brother? Yes, but he had to show up and contribute during that, and then he has taken full advantage of his opportunity in the last 2 events. Just impressive stuff, man. It's really impressive stuff. But I mean, Kristoffer Reitan, life-changing kind of win for that guy. I mean, I know we talked about that he'd been having a good year this year, but I mean, if you look back in his previous career, I mean, only 15 starts on tour. He's a 28-year-old guy, so still pretty young. I mean, he's only had 3 starts before this year. He played in 2 events last year. He played in the Genesis and the British Open last year. Those are co-sanctioned events. And then 2017, 2018, I'm guessing this is going to be, the U.S. Open back then. So, yeah, I mean, a guy that's probably been, battling it out over in the Euro Tours and gets a break this year and cashes in. So good for that guy. I'm sure next September, wherever we're playing the Ryder Cup, he'll be just bombing putts in from 60 feet out, just buckets. Him and Fitzpatrick. I mean, you speak about like Euro stuff here. I mean, Reitan first, Højgaard second, Fitzpatrick fourth, Fleetwood fifth, Ludwig eighth, Harry Hall eighth. I mean, just a smattering of the Euros there. Rory McIlroy battled a bad third round, 75, that kind of took him out of it. You know, we didn't get Scotty this week because we're going three big events in a row. So other notables, I mean, Patrick Cantlay, who, you know, kind of is just running under the radar this year. I mean, hasn't really done stuff, made 8 of 10 cuts. I mean, he's made $2.4 million. 13th at the American Express, 14th at Pebble Beach, 37th at Genesis, 32nd at the Players. But all of a sudden, start looking at it like these are non-competitive. These feel like non-competitive finishes, but like T7, T12, T8, T10. Like, doesn't feel like he's ever involved in the tournament, but he's just kind of lurking back there, hoovering up cash, making money, getting some finishes. Justin Thomas was playing okay, 67, 68, 69. Goes 72 on Sunday, kind of back out of it. I mean, one of the bigger stories was Cam Young comes into the day at 12 under, kind of right behind Alex Fitzpatrick at 14 under. The guy you were kind of expecting to chase him down based on his play of late, he shoots that 74, 3 over. I mean, kind of a roller coaster week for him, too. I mean, he goes 68 start, 70, then flies up the board with 73 on Saturday when he was just, it felt like it was just on for him on that back nine. I mean, the front nine wasn't bad either, but I mean, he goes birdied the fourth, eagled the seventh, birdied the eighth, but then out back he goes birdie on 10, birdie on 12, birdie on 14, 15, 16, and then ended up making a bogey on 18. And man, you wonder if you just don't make bogey there and you can put one in the fairway off the tee box. Does it just affect the way, you know, the whole rest of the weekend kind of plays out? You never know. It's a golf tournament. That's how it goes. Gary Woodland, another good finish. Just slightly better almost every day. He almost had like just a slight decrease. He goes 71, 70, 68, and then he bounces back 69. So we just got to flip that 69, 68, and it would have been a nice fun board. Keegan Bradley, good around Sunday. I mean, a lot of guys that you expect to see play good golf at a place like this played good golf at a place like this. So, I mean, something to watch here. Xander Schauffele finishes pretty low here. I just switched over pages here, so sorry to ruin that. But I mean, it's just it feels like it's coming and going with him, and there's some moments where you're like, man, he's back, and then this happens. Because I mean, if you look at going back to the Players, I mean, all year really, he misses the cut at the Farmers, T41 at Phoenix. But then after that, it feels like things really start moving in the right direction for him. T19, T7, T24 at the Arnold Palmer, 3rd at the Players, 4th at the Valspar, 9th at the Masters, 12th at Heritage. And then he struggles here this week. So it's like, what do we got with him as we head into the PGA Championship? And I'm just kind of trying to grab, you know, big name guys off the leaderboard and just kind of see where they're at. So we're heading to the PGA Championship. We're heading to Aronimink. The top of the board, no surprise in the odds here. Scotty Scheffler, 9-2. Rory McIlroy, 17-2. Cam Young, 12-1. John Rahm, 16-1. Bryson and Xander, 18-1. Then you get Ludwig, 20-1. Matt Fitzpatrick at 22-1. Feels like, man, how does Matt Fitzpatrick have worse odds than Ludwig, Xander, even Bryson and Rahm? Like, if you're asking me, it's Scotty, Rory, Young, Matt Fitzpatrick are some of the hottest guys. I mean, Matt Fitzpatrick's one of the hottest guys in the world right now. So I'm a little confused on that. But then you get down, you know, Brooks Koepka, who actually played this week over at Myrtle Beach. Where is that tournament? Where'd he end up finishing? Mr. Koepka. I mean, Brandt Snedeker bringing home the win. 67, 66, 67, 66. Edges out Mark Hubbard by 1 and Bo Hostler, Aaron Rai, Kevin Roy by a couple. Brooks Koepka finishes T11. He goes 68, 70, 64, 70. So a little bit of a, you know, didn't quite get the motor running on Sunday. Birdied the first, and all pars till he bogeyed the 9th, and all pars till he birdied the 15th and then parred out again. So I wonder where that puts him in FedEx Cup. Did that help him move up the list? Didn't move an inch. He stayed completely stagnant at 63 by doing that. Biggest mover and shaker, probably Brandt Snedeker with that win. Yeah, up 87 spots. So, yeah, so we had the PGA at Aronimink. I have been kind of on record as saying I'm not one for the PGA hate. It has provided good drama. You know, you'll get the people out there that talk golf course and, you know, this and that, and with the PGA. I'm not one of those guys. I think the PGA has, you know, provided a lot of drama over the years and has provided for a lot of really fun golf tournaments. And you go back through some of these tournaments and just kind of what they've provided for us and the fun. I mean, last year, Scotty Scheffler runs away with it, wins by 5. But 2 years ago, 2024 at Valhalla, Xander and Bryson coming down the stretch, really fun. Obviously, the Scotty Scheffler stuff, that's nothing to do with the golf tournament. That was wild. 2023 at Oak Hill, it was only 2 strokes by Scotty, or Brooks winning over Scotty and Victor Hovland, but that one kind of felt a little looser. But then 2022 was incredible. Justin Thomas wins in the playoff over Will Zalatoris after Mito Pereira absolutely just completely falls apart on the 18th. The 2021 at Harding Park, Colin Morikawa driving the green, one of the greatest shots ever, just perfect. That was a fun one. 2019, Brooks Koepka kind of like falling apart on the back 9 on Sunday. Dustin Johnson making a charge at Bethpage. 2018, Brooks Koepka wins there. At Bellerive, Tiger Woods is like making the run at it. Now, granted, there's a couple of sleepy ones here too. You know, Justin Thomas wins at Quail Hollow. Jimmy Walker. I don't remember the Jimmy Walker one at all. Jason Day got a little out in front of everybody in 2015. Spieth, in the year of the Spieth, finishes second there. But then 2014 was awesome. 2012 was an interesting one at Kiowa just because of Rory's dominance, wins by 8. But then 10 and 11 were both playoffs. 13 was the Tiger Woods getting finally taken down by somebody after holding a lead going into the 4th round with Y.E. Yang. So, you know, the last like 15-ish years of the PGA Championship have been fun, have been a lot of fun. And it is the best field in golf. There's stats on this. Even prior to the LIV split, the PGA Championship had a better field rating than the Players did. So just keep that in mind too. So I'm excited for the PGA. I mean, Scotty, Rory, Young, those guys look good. Matt Fitzpatrick. I don't know. Matt Fitzpatrick feels like if I had to stick my neck out, and it's not sticking your neck out very far, so I don't even know why I call it sticking my neck out, but Matt Fitzpatrick feels like a guy there, man. I don't know. It'll be fun. I love majors. And the TV schedule for it is great. Like, instead of the usual, like, just shenanigans, you can put on ESPN Plus. Coverage goes from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at night, Thursday and Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, Sunday. And then on regular television, it's ESPN from noon to 7 on Thursday. They do switch it over to ESPN2 for the last hour. Whatever. But then on Friday, ESPN, noon to 8. And then Saturday, ESPN takes the 10 a.m. to 1. And then CBS runs at home 1 to 7. That is as good of a TV coverage that we get in professional golf anymore. Absolutely unbelievable. That's fantastic. We're not bouncing around to 18 different apps and sites and this and that. We'll see what will happen once the actual coverage kicks in, because it'll probably get to be a commercial fest, but it's at least the most coherent setup for where coverage is going to be, when, and how you watch. So I'm excited for the PGA Championship. We'll have all the breakdowns next week to give you a recap of everything. So that'll be fun. I think we'll enjoy it. Let's talk some hockey. The Flyers have been eliminated. A 4-0 sweep by the Carolina Hurricanes. A very good Carolina Hurricanes team. is going to take the Flyers out. It's a sad day. It was a sad day Saturday night. Another OT loss. We talked on last week's pod. Went down lost 3-0 in the first game. Game 2, Flyers come out gunning, man. About 4 minutes in, Jamie Drysdale finds the back of the net on a power play, nonetheless. And then 39 seconds later, Sean Couturier makes it 2-0 for the Flyers. They end up holding the 2-1 lead coming out of the first period, hold that lead all through the second. And then in the third period, Jarvis, fucking guy was there. That guy felt like he was all over the ice all the time. Just, He puts one in the net with about 9 minutes left, 8-9 minutes left in the game. Make it to overtime, and it felt like the Flyers just completely, I was just kind of thinking back, and I was like, man, it felt like the Flyers were really outplaying the Canes in overtime after it felt like after those first 2 goals early in game 2 that they were getting outplayed by the Canes for the rest of the game, and then they flipped it in overtime, and they were putting shots on net. Konechny had a really good look. A lot of pressure. 15 shots on goal for the Flyers in that overtime compared to just 8 for the Canes. And then there's just kind of a scrum down in front of the net with, a minute or something left in the game. And the Canes put it in the net. Is it Tyler Hall, I think? Gets it in, they go up 2-0, and it's like, oh no, we could have done this one. This one was our one, boys. Like, tie this series up 1-1, heading back to Philly. You get the momentum, maybe, baby. Oh, that did not happen. The momentum, maybe, baby. Yeah, then we got to Thursday, and that just didn't work out very well. They got on the board first. Zegras ties it into the second, and it's 2-1, and then just it got a little loose late. It got a little loose late for the boys. Again, outshot 31-19. The power play is horrendous. I actually saw a thing that if you go back over the last 5 years, if you count Arizona and Utah as 2 separate teams, in the last 5 years, the Flyers ranked 33rd in power play, in the power play percentage as a team. 33rd. There's currently 32 teams in the NHL. Obviously, the Arizona franchise becomes the Utah franchise, I think. I think it's essentially a new franchise. One just ceased to exist. And anyway, 33rd, dead last. So, and then, another heartbreaker on Saturday night this past weekend. Score first again. Then they fall behind 2-1. Bump in the third period. After they fall behind 2-1, they answer quickly. But alas, overtime again. Shots on goal again. 40-17. It was a fun end of the year from the Flyers. They gave us a little something to get excited about. Take down the Pens. Maybe the final iteration of that Pens team with Letang and Malkin and Crosby. And give us some hope that Monday night in May, Monday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Just couldn't finish her off. And the Canes are just a better team. Like, let's be honest. The Canes are a far superior team, just better top to bottom. And it was going to take a monumental task for the Flyers to get it done. So now the Canes are waiting, I believe. Yeah, there's still a couple second round series to be finished off here. We've got the Avalanche and the Wild will go. Where are we at there? Where are we at with this series? Avalanche and the Wild, they come back Wednesday. Sabres, Canadiens go tomorrow. The Canadiens just laid it on the Sabres last night, but they'll go again tomorrow. Avalanche and Wild are today. Colorado up 2-1 in that. Vegas and Anaheim are tied 2-2. And Colorado leads the Wild 2-1. Canadiens lead the Sabres 2-1 now. So yeah, the Canes are waiting on Sabres Canadiens, who have only played 3 games, and Canes are already done, ready, and waiting. So they're going to be off for a smidge here. I mean, at the earliest, Thursday is when the Canadians could close that off. They're the win the next two. So interesting for the Canes. I mean, hard to look at that and be like the Canes, man. I think they said that's the first team ever since they've gone to all 7-game series in the playoffs that a team has started out 8-0, just back-to-back sweeps. So, yeah, I mean, I'm minus, the Canes, man. They look like the team to beat. I don't know anything about hockey. I'm an idiot, but they look like the team to beat. And the Flyers, this was I don't know if bonus year is the right way to describe it, but maybe it is. They need a couple more pieces. They need a top line scorer. It feels like, again, I'm an idiot. Don't really listen to what I say when it comes to hockey. I'm just giving my dumbass perspective here. But yeah, it feels like they need a dude. They need a dude. And I don't even think this is, I don't even remember if I said this last week or not, but has been some reports that Austin Matthews is maybe unhappy in Toronto. I don't know what the Flyers could even do, if that's possible for them to try and go get him. But that's the kind of dude they need. It feels like they need a guy that's going to put some goals in the net. You just need a fellow like that. So it was fun. My first experience with playoff hockey. It's going to make it difficult, I think, for me to enjoy regular season hockey as much as I have going forward, just based on the way that all went. Just exhilarating. Over on the diamond, the baseball diamond, my Cleveland Guardians, just another week from them. Just Monday and Tuesday, they lose back-to-back to the Royals. Then they win back-to-back games against the Royals. And then they win the first game against the Twins. And then they lose the next 2 games against the Twins. And it's just hey, ha, hoo. The AL Central is just a mess. Just a mess of teams. There is no team over 500 in the AL Central. Meanwhile, if you go to the NL Central, all 5 teams are over 500. All 5 teams. Does any other team have more than 2? No other division has more than 2 teams over 500 in Major League Baseball, and the NL Central has 5 of them. How many other teams in baseball are over 500? Braves, Padres, Dodgers. It's 3. Rays, Yankees is 4, 5, 6 in the Athletics. There are 6 teams over 500 in all of the other divisions in baseball. The NL Central has 5 of them, all 5 of them in their division. Pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, Cleveland 5-5 through their last 10, 21-21 overall. It's very meh. It just meh. Ugh. They got the Angels coming to town for a 3-game set. Then a 3-game set with the Reds. Home streak here before they have to go up to Detroit next week. But let's maybe do something. Maybe be somebody. Win some games at home. I mean, they made a trade. Traded for the catcher. The catcher. What's the catcher's name? Oh gosh, I'll figure it out. Patrick Bailey from the Giants. Traded a pitcher from the Tugboat from the minors. His name is Tugboat. What's his full name? Where is the pitcher's name? Matt Wilkinson. There we go. And a 2026 competitive balance pick. Patrick Bailey is an incredible defensive catcher. He also doesn't hit very well. We've got one of those in Austin Hedges. We've also got a catcher who's not incredible defensively and also doesn't hit very well in Bo Naylor. So I don't know what this means for Bo Naylor. He needs to really show us something kind of moving forward, I would have to say. But yeah, I was not at home yesterday, and I see that the 5th inning was just a debacle. Brooks Lee singles, Cody Clemens scores. Royce Lewis doubles, Brooks Lee scores. Josh Bell singles, Brian Buxton the third. Austin Martin singles to center field, Josh Bell the second. Brian Buxton scores. I mean, Anel Martinez chased the lauder, driving in some runs. Yesterday, Jose drove in a run. That's nice. I mean, losing 11 Saturday night. That game came on late after some delays there. They got a nice outing out of Bybee there. So I'm just rambling at this point. We can move on. It's just another typical Cleveland Guardians season. We're just up or down. The bats kind of work. The bats don't work. The pitching shows up. The pitching doesn't show. It just round in, round we go. Round in, round we go. Let's move on. Time for some passing thoughts. Okay, I've got some stories for you guys this week. Little stories from my travels. I'm going to tell a story that I told on MJ's pod last week. So if you've heard it already, I'm sorry. But if not, here you go. This is a good one. Had a long day of travel last week. I'd left my hotel in the morning at about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I forget. And it's about 6 o'clock as I'm getting to the next hotel. I want to just kind of get in, drop my stuff off. I'm going to go get a sub. Down at the Jersey Mike's right down the road. I'm going to go get a sub and back to my hotel, chill, and I'm going to jump on the pod with MJ. Like, that's my plan. So I get in the elevator. I take the elevator up to my floor, and as soon as the door opens, I hear, "Help! Help! I need help!" I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, wait, maybe that's a TV or something. And I'm just like, well, what is happening here? What is? And then I just kind of freeze. And then I hear it again. "Help! I need help!" And I can now I've pinpointed. I'm like, it's coming from like this room or that room. I think it's this room. And so I go over and I just try the door. Nothing works. And I knock. I'm like, "Is this the room that needs help?" "Yes, I need help really bad, and I'm scared." And I'm like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "It's on, man! Like I got to do something." So I'm like, "All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go down and get some help." So I go down, I get the lady at the front desk, we come up, and on my way up, I'm thinking to myself, it sounds like little old lady. I'm like, she fell, broke a hip. I'm going to have to help her. We're going to have to help her. Maybe she's bleeding, whatever it may be. I'm like, I gotta be helpful here. It's just another lady that's down at the front desk. Like if someone, I could be involved here. I'm like, so I'm amping myself up. The adrenaline's starting to pump. I'm like, okay, here we go. Here we go. Front desk lady opens the door. We come in. And now I look around the room and everything I see, everything's dark. The blinds are closed. The blackout shades are closed. And this whole process I'm about to explain, it's like a 10-second, not even like a 5-second like process. And, you know, your brain's working a mile a minute. Brain's working way faster than I could ever tell the story. So I'm looking around. I'm like, everything's dark. Interesting. I keep looking around. There's just stuff, clothes and belongings and stuff, junk, just all over, scattered about the room. Like the drawers of the dresser are pulled out as if someone's been living here for a longer stretch, and they've just made a mess of the place. And I'm looking, I'm scanning, I'm like, where is this person? And then I see it. Down on the floor. Laying on the floor beneath what I would assume is one of the blankets from the bed. It's a big old broad. And you can tell I didn't see anything I shouldn't have been seeing, but you could tell she had nothing on underneath that blanket. And now I'm like, ooh, this is getting bad. And I'm like starting to think to myself, I'm like, I don't want to be here. And then the lady from the hotel was like, hey, are you okay? Can we help you? She's like, and at this point, it's a smell. There's a smell in the air. I don't even know what it is. Cause like I wasn't in there long enough to like have it really sink in. But as soon as like that hits me, the lady on the floor goes, I need help. I've been having bowel movements for hours, and I think I've rolled in it, and I'm very scared. At this point, I'm out. I'm done. I'm like, this is not what I signed up for. And I just kind of like slowly backed up. I'd been holding the door open with like my right hand. Like I hadn't even let the door close. I just slowly backed up. I had left my bag, my suitcase, and my book bag right outside the door. I just slowly back up, slowly let the door close, grab my bag, grab my suitcase, and I just beeline it down to the other end of the hotel room and go in my room, drop my stuff off. I go to the bathroom. I'm like, I got to go back out and get the food. I don't go back to the elevator to walk by that door. I look down the hallway. Nothing's there. But I walk down the stairs. I'm going outside. There's already an ambulance there, a pickup truck from the fire department, and then the whole fire truck is coming in as I'm leaving. I go down. I get my sub. I come back. The ambulance and the big fire truck are gone, but there is now a flatbed truck has arrived, and the fire truck pickup is still there. And I see the tow truck, the flatbed tow truck driver is like talking to one of the people from the fire department. And I was like, this couldn't have been good. And I just got back up to my room and dealt with the rest of my night. So yeah, that was how that went. That was how that went. Just a weird trip for me. I mean, there was also a point in the trip I had been talking to the roommate on the phone, and she's like, "Oh, my mom's calling me. I'll talk to you later." I'm like, "All right, see you later." She hangs up. Either my podcast or my music started back up. I'm driving along like there's nothing going on. Like 15 minutes later, my podcast or music just completely stops, and I hear, Jordan. I'm like, what? For some reason, the phone had had never disconnected. I never hung up, and she just transferred calls. She didn't end and take it next one. She just put me on hold, and my music on my phone started playing again. And so she just showed back up on my car, scared the ever-living shit out of me, almost crashed my car into a ditch. I was like, who's talking to me? The good Lord has come. So, I mean, that was weird. I mean, there was a point I was getting gas at one point, and I just hear at the pump next to me, just like a gushing sound of like, water, like a little mini waterfall. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what that is. It's a gas pump just never stopped. So I run over there quick and unclick that. Just weird week. Just a very weird week. I also got hit in like standstill traffic just outside Indianapolis on the highway. Like there was an accident or something, to just literal standstill. I sat there for like 10 minutes before I finally realized everybody else was there was a construction lane closed that wasn't being actually worked on the other side of the highway. So you could actually get over there and kind of get yourself into that lane to get out and go back the other way and turn around. Just a weird week for me. Just a very, very weird week. Odd things in life. Things I don't really need to experience again. Just also my digital key wouldn't work. So I had to go get real keys from the front desk to get in. And it made me think of something because I threw the key in the same pocket as my cell phone when I left one time. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but like back in the day, I can remember going to AAU basketball tournaments, and you had flip phones at the time. It says, the late aughts. Is that what it is? Like 2007, 2006, 2007, 2008, that time frame. And if you left your room key next to your cell phone, the cell phone would ruin the room key, and then you couldn't use it, and you'd have to go back and get a new one. That just popped into my brain, the weird things I've had. One thing I did encounter out on the road that I enjoy. I just really enjoy this. Full-length urinals, man. They're far superior to anything. Just, I don't know. There's something about the full-length urinal that is awesome. I love a good full-length urinal. They have full-length urinals at my golf course. And, my golf course was apparently feeling fancy this weekend. They put some ice in there. Gotta love the full-length urinal with the ice in the bottom. Just really, I mean, that is a step above. That is a step above everything else. My golf game is not a step above. My golf game was trash this weekend. It was also like 60, low 60s and windy as all get out. If the wind ever stopped and the sun came out, it was a beautiful day out there. But the wind never stopped. And my golf game's garbage. Garbage. I got a ton of work to do. Ton of work. I mean, just garbage. Dog shit. Dog shit. Hoy. Hoy. Ted Turner. Ted Turner died this past week. He was old. He was not a spring chicken. Owned something like 2 million plus acres. One of the largest landowners in the world. If he was born in 1938, he would have been what? Aged 87. His big thing probably is TBS or WTBS, which was the original one. I think the Superstation, which was the first kind of cable, station all across the country. And then, owned the Braves for a while, owned the Hawks for a while, put the Braves on, TV every night of the week on TBS. I mean, my grandmother used to love the Braves because it was on TV, so she watched them every night. Bought WCW, kind of changed the face of wrestling when he did that, and signed a bunch of old WWE guys. WCW went on to create the NWO, the Monday Night Wars. It was life-changing to the way we interact with sports and TV in our lives. And obviously a huge factor and a thing I love, professional wrestling. By him purchasing WCW and then thus creating, WCW creating NWO and starting the Monday Night Wars really takes professional wrestling back up to a huge place in the pop culture lexicon after it kind of receded away from the 80s. So just a really influential guy. One thing we'll just kind of end this on is the NFL's genius in marketing that they've got us all hanging on the edge of our seats for the schedule release. The schedule release Thursday. They've dropped a game this week. The Cowboys and I think the Giants, right? Yeah, Cowboys Giants week 1 Sunday night. They're just giving us little bits and pieces, little morsels, little tiny morsels. Here you go. Have some of the NFL schedule. We know who everybody's playing. It's just dates and times. And we know that the 49ers and Rams are opening up the game in Australia, or opening up the season in Australia. I think that's on a Wednesday. Ravens Cowboys in Rio de Janeiro in week 3. The Saints will be in Paris in week 7. Commanders in London. Jags 2 games in London. Lions in Germany. 49ers in Mexico. And the Falcons are in Spain. But alas, the NFL schedule to be released Thursday, May 14th at 8 p.m. It'll be completely spoiled and will be completely shown to us at all. I'm sure at some point Thursday, it'll be all over Twitter. We're getting all the international games on Wednesday in the morning on Good Morning Football. There'll be just a smattering of other, just gold. The NFL has found a way to own every month of the year. There is some sort of conversation about them. April, draft. May, schedule. June, OTAs. July, more OTAs. August, we're there. September, October, November, December, January, February. March, combine. They own the entire schedule. They have something for us to talk about in their schedule. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. If any of the NFL guys want to do some marketing for Ole Walls House, I wouldn't hate it. All right, let's go wrap this thing up. Closing time, everybody. Just want to say thank you to everybody. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the watches. Appreciate all the listens. Like I said, I was on MJ's podcast last week. Go check that out. The Full Range Pod, it's on Spotify and Apple and on the Ole Walls House YouTube channel. Thank you to producer Kevin for helping us get started on video. And we will be back next week. We have more baseball to talk about. We will keep following the NHL playoffs. We have the PGA Championship to recap. God knows what else I may get into or what kind of hotel rooms filled with shit I'll be in. But until then, peace.